Hey, Renegades, Jeremy Burgess, founder of Renegade Detroit Investors and the Detroit Market Expert. And in this week's episode, I want to talk about land contracts. And I'm going to let the cat out of the bag. I'm going to tell you exactly how I find my land contract buyers. So don't come up and whine to me that you can't do it, because there's actually 4 things I do with amazing results. And I'm going to share with you right now. Now, if you know me, you know I love land contracts. I almost exclusively do land contracts now in the city of Detroit. I've got lots of videos on why. You can go watch them later. But here's how I found my land contract tenants. And I'm talking about people who have $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $8,000, sometimes even $10,000 to put down on a piece of property to buy over a period of time. First one, sign in the yard. Now, I'm not talking with these fancy multicolor signs. That's going to blend into the background like all the idiot real estate agents out there who have so much shit on there you can't tell what you can't tell what you're supposed to do if you're interested in that house. What I find works really best is that white for sale by owner sign. And all you do is you put a phone number and say land contract and then the monthly payment you're willing to accept. And then wait for the phone to start ringing. The people who want to buy that house on land contract already live in that neighborhood. I outsource this because I don't need to get 50, 60 phone calls in a week to do this, but certainly you can do it yourself or outsource it. That's the number one best way. Number 2, at least in the state of Detroit, and I don't know if this works in your community necessarily where you're at, there seems to be like an underground railroad of information. You got to get in with the local church groups. So you got to find somebody who knows and has been living in your particular area, in my case in Detroit, for a long period of time, and incentivize them. They get half, in my case, they get half of the down payment for placing that land contract buyer. And they know everybody, and they can spread things word of mouth. 50%, this is huge, 50% of my land contracts are from referrals from current land contract tenants, of which a large bulk of those was found through one particular lady who places my agents. This may vary, maybe if you're in the suburbs or not, but I find that works incredibly well for me. Number 3, and this one's a really good one. I can't believe I'm telling you guys this, but it's also slightly obvious. You need to approach hopefully existing relationships you have with local banks and credit unions. People get turned down for loans all the time who have significant down payments but maybe pretty crappy credit scores. Maybe they're like me and they went through some crap in 2007 and they didn't know an amazing credit repair guy, and they got hurt, but now they have a great job and they've saved up a lot of money, and the bank's going to still deny them based upon their credit score. Or perhaps, in my case in Detroit, the loan's too small. They don't want to do a loan that small. This works best if you have existing relationships with these banks. And here's how the conversation goes. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Loan Officer, they already know you. That's what works. From time to time, you're going to get somebody who has a significantly large down payment, and you're going to deny them based upon credit reasons. I know you care about getting these people into a home, whether or not the bank will accept the loan. If you come across somebody like that, send them my way. I do stuff in Detroit all the time, and maybe I can help them out. Now, what you don't say, though, is that you'll give them money, because these are some very straight-laced by the rule regulation people. Some will just come out and, well, what do I get for it? In that case, then go into the money, but don't say anything about giving them money. What I do is I just show up with donuts and stuff like that, and I did that before that. I like my bank people, generally speaking. If you don't have any current bank relationships, and I'm talking at a very local level, like not necessarily even the manager, just the people you interact with, several times a week, go out and start making some of those connections. We bank in a couple different locations just because of that, because relationships matter, and we don't get a lot of people through this, but we do get, I'll say, 10-15%. And this is where all the big down payments came from. Was from this particular this particular avenue. Number 4, no brainer, but if you have current happy land contract tenants, ask them to tell their friends and incentivize them. Say, hey, you're really happy in this land contract. Do you have any friends who have some money to put down who'd like to buy a home on a land contract? And I can certainly make it worth your while to do so. And whatever you decide to pay them, that's fine. Man, we just get a ton of referrals. We do houses in nice areas. We rehab them top to bottom. They look like $1 million. These people are so happy to get in their home. I just posted a video. I'm going to start videotaping these because their reactions when they get the keys is priceless. They're so happy to be buying a home. Some people cry. Some people start jumping up and down and laughing when you give them the key, and they're just so happy. In 1 month to 6 months later, ask for a referral. You will get a ton of referrals. You'll notice that Craigslist is nowhere on there. Craigslist does not work for me. I got 99.9% of the stuff on Craigslist for land contracts in Detroit, and I know this varies in the suburbs, so definitely try it in the suburbs, but just does not work for me in Detroit. It's a low probability, and I don't like casting a net that big. I like casting smaller, high probability nets is my preference. So, hope this helps. I literally told you exactly how I find these, the 4 ways I find these people. So go out and do likewise if you're interested. Once again, this is Jeremy Burgess, founder of Renegade Detroit Investors, the Detroit market expert. Really appreciate your attention. If you got a minute, go ahead and thumbs up the video if this is good information, and share it with your friends. Thanks.